Howdy! Welcome to episode 22 of Western Wilds. Can anybody volunteer to give me a little recap of last session's events?
I can't.
Come on, Brad.
No, I can't. I thought we weren't. I was like, oh, I don't have to do the
And now for a rousing rap recap!
No.
I would, but I feel someone needs to
I feel like somebody over there needs it. One of these two. Preferably,
right.
I think this one because he's got the best shot at killing her instantly.
You can just read out my limerick.
I'll read out limerick, yeah.
I am going to need more than a limerick. And that's not for the benefit of the recording, that's because I'm only mostly sure what happened last session. The train was pulling into the dissociation station, fellows.
I think we can do it. Just not be as poetic as
Let's-
Brad's.
Why don't we work together for it? And
Let's go for a group check there, yeah.
Okay, so there once was a bunch of chuckle fucks who thought they had won the big bucks, but with judgment so poor they didn't lock the door, and now they're all out of lucks.
Nice.
So I think it started because we just cleared the facility out, right?
Yes.
So we started. Me and Lillian started in the containment cells.
Yep. And we investigated all of the people there and found out most of them had been there for a while. One of them was a person we ran into before, was the quartermaster from the very first town we were at.
Ezekiel Alvarescu.
Yes, poor Ezekiel.
Quartermaster from Fort Morgan.
Yeah, who
He
was
is a
like,
giant blood wizard.
And he's the guy who's going out with. So he's got some spells left, hopefully.
It's a shame Chromatic Orb doesn't do Radiant.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It does fire, cold, lightning,
Acid.
Oh, damn.
And Thunder.
And thunder, yeah.
And while that was going on, Will and Augustine were looting the place.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you had a good go around. I think you also had a little poke around as we discussed.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've got solar panels for...
You found 3 of the Mark IV solar panels, which are able to power Novem.
We found a broken one.
You found a broken one which
has
Misty
been
strapped
converted,
some straps to, and has now been converted into the sun shield.
Yep.
Those 3 solar panels will allow you to bring effectively 3 resources in Novem online. Be that one set of gun emplacements, like the shield, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's sort of, and you also found a big stock of the printer ink and the food ink as well.
Mm-hmm.
Both of which, if you can get them to the
Novem.
if you can get them to Novem, will be extremely useful there. You're not quite sure, I believe, where you are physically, because
Not
you
really,
didn't
no.
go outside until the very
Literally
last second
last
of the
round of
session.
combat.
Yeah.
we know we're near-ish the front line because the
Yeah.
half-giant guy got grabbed from the front lines and was
He
taken
knows he's about
straight-
2 days from the battlefront, and that battlefront is that whole triangular region in the centre where it's kind of no man's land or
We know
no carpenter's
locally
land.
there's some coiltool route because there were symbols from the static image we have from outside.
Yes, you could
then
see
we've got-
they're more like art than
Yeah.
writing. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like scribed on the walls. It's
then-
more like road signs.
So then we had a long rest. We were kind of all getting ready to kind of be happy and healthy, and then right as we kind of finished our long rest, that's when the portal kind of clicked into face, and we were like,
No, before that, you had a conversation.
You had a little firewall notification in your brain, and you chose to click yes.
I chose to click yes. And
allow. This is not advised.
Yeah, clicked yes.
Pop-ups.
Yeah, got it through a pop-up, and spoke to my old god.
Aldin, Goddess of the Dawn.
Yeah, Aldin, Goddess of the Dawn, along with the old lady. And as we were having this conversation, he got pissy. Because I got pissy.
I was going to say, I don't...
The order of who was mad at who first.
Yeah, that's a historical thing. Also, I have
apology.
Aldin in my notes completely interchangeably referred to as by both he, him, and she, her pronouns. So that god is just gender fluid.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just going with that now because it's an easy in-world explanation.
I think she was just she at the time. She was presenting female at the time. She at the time decided, I'm going to demand an apology from this woman after trying to kill her grandchildren and definitely killing her daughter. no, and then the old lady was
quote,
like,
Joe, your Catholicism is showing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the old lady was like, it's not her you need to be afraid of, it's that one. And then
Leviathan shattered the realm space you're in.
Yeah.
Because she had spent quite some time ingratiating herself with most of the systems in the site to be able to interact with them, including all the security systems. So that's nice.
Which, it makes sense, that would be astral plane security.
Yep.
It's exactly that.
But also, one thing to draw a specific attention to was that the god was the one who told the vampires where to find the children.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
she
cross.
did
So,
reveal that
yeah.
particular piece of information. And then Lily was like, I'm going to hunt you down and kill you.
So
And that was when we got the pack of playing cards.
Yeah.
Well, the pack playing cards is mostly the Cardinal Club, but also
There's a god on
And then the Ace of Hearts is
There's a
just...
god on it.
Yeah,
It's like,
the hearts are all like the clergy of Alden. And
yeah. It's like, why is it? What's that? It's like, that's a god. It's like...
it's just a holy symbol. And like the suit is the holy symbol of Alden.
Yeah.
And then for the Cardinals, it's like the Cardinal Club logo. And then...
could you find everyone who actually worships a particular god, wipe them off the face of the earth, and through doctrine of reflected faith, mean the god loses all power?
Now, it's a bit genocide-y.
It
It's a
is.
little bit
I'm just
genocide-y,
asking the
especially-
question.
Especially given
Asking
the god,
for a friend.
a lot of people worship the sun as a historical
Well,
thing.
presumably there's a separate sun god to the dawn god.
That's a good point.
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyways,
There's a
that-
fucking lot of them is what there are.
That occurred. Lily was mostly happy, but was like, vengeance. Vengeance is a thing now.
Yeah. And you got a nice long conversation with Madame Solanine Construde, who is the current holder of the Mantle of Death.
Yep. Yeah.
After all that happened, or possibly before, I think it was the night before, you went
Yes.
down and investigated
The hunter-killer
the
drone.
hunter-killer drone. You managed to pull the black box out of one of this like enormous hard drive
Yeah.
of just like both legs, and this huge thing like sort of yay big. You also went in and found what was
Discovered that they put
piloting.
people in.
Yeah.
Because I assumed it was all human.
Yeah.
It was all AI
Automatic,
controlled.
yeah.
And that is not to say that later editions of the drones didn't use people. Because I believe, that the war didn't stop when all the humans died. It stopped when the last god left the world. So, depending on what was making the Aishna drones, what Amarthan site was responsible for them, that could have been, could have been kept pumping out for a while. Because, you're not sure when life was recreated after the Covenant was signed, but you have a fixed date for for Novem, which is 21,570 something years ago. But you don't really know when stuff started coming back online after that. You dug through... Basically, that sarcophagus was designed to protect one thing and one thing only, the nervous system of the pilot, because that's the important bit for a thing that is controlling something with its mind. And all the rest was this sort of sterile jelly kind of stuff. Or anything. But the magic
Also, nice
items
sword.
had survived.
Yeah.
And you dug out a magic sort of short sword, and some nice shiny gloves, which I sent you. I think you will have been able to attune to them on a short rest, which would have told you what they did.
Yeah.
So you could have done that as part of the long rest.
So then we had our long rest.
They had a long rest. You went. We're hanging
Misty
around.
was going to have was going to skip the long rest, but then kind of hit a wall and went, I'm going to sleep.
Yep. So she had a long rest, leveled up, and then successfully created something.
Did you
terrified.
even physically show them what it looked like in
No.
its?
No,
So you came up with a slightly heavier bag.
Yeah, I was getting to that.
So we got hustled because you showed us. Hey, I made this instead, which was
That was
sun
the,
shield.
that was the day before.
Yeah, you made
The
that
sun shield.
yesterday.
In the morning, I was preparing to show you what I created.
Then you distracted me as a player.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I specifically recruited Mike and said, I've got a cool magic item I want to give you. Can I use Misty? Because there's no reason anyone in the site would have turned that into that. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
And you're not going to allow us to retcon it that Will already has it.
No?
I think too much combat has passed at this stage.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. So Will has it at the beginning of the combat rather than Will just had it. like from a while back.
No.
Yeah,
I mean, Misty handed it over during the long rest.
I think you would have needed to hand it over and like
Again,
I need to hand it over in session.
in session, and you would need to like
Especially because it's
note
critical.
that you were spending the time attuning to it.
Yeah,
Like the gloves are like a curiosity. They're not like super powerful.
It was
but-
it was on her list of things to do in the morning, but
then we got the portal
we
open.
got ambushed.
and
effectively.
not exactly 9 a.m. rolled around, and
Before that, we looked at the historical logs.
you did.
Found
You
that
saw a
the
couple.
drone was teleported.
So the drone was
recently.
teleported in pieces. Yeah. So it looks like, I mean, in your investigation note, you would have seen it looks like it's been sort of disconnected, like chunk by chunk.
Oh, that's right. The portal device.
The portal
originally
device came
that.
from that. So what they did was from wherever they unearthed this Titan drone, picked out one of its teleporter connections, linked up to the other one, physically brought that teleportation tunnel to this site, brought all the rest of the drone through to have somewhere secure to keep it, then took the other one back to the Chambers Mansion in Holland.
Had we worked out what they were trying to do with the drone yet?
They're trying to bring
We
it back.
assumed that the genie may have been used
As
to-
a power source.
You were thinking that in terms of what they were wanting to do with it, it doesn't look mobile or even. Mobile gives impressions that this thing could like stand up and like ain't here no bell kind of. But this thing couldn't sit up. This thing couldn't blink its eyes or move its fingers right now.
They were planning to make it do something.
Yeah.
And
It could have been just like a weapons platform to shoot people from.
and with teleportation, actually, if you want to defend somewhere, you just teleport it and then block it. It just stays there.
Yeah, we know the vampires hate the Quaddle for a number of reasons, so
Yeah.
it stands to reason. Why not?
And then we got ambushed.
And not so much.
I've got a
No,
goal.
we set a trap.
Yes.
Relocate the teleporter.
That's quite broad. If you
Okay, so,
give me a more specific plan, do you want to like text that to me while we?
I know exactly what I'm.
Okay.
I want to create a teleportation link between this site and Novum.
So you want to install a way to teleport into Novum?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I'm thinking primarily go to the mansion, nick their teleporter, move it.
You've made that sound very easy.
I may have skipped a
You
couple
can.
steps.
This is Brad talking about doing miracles in crafting. It's like no. Very key steps have been missed here. Put that one in for now, and then we'll see where we go.
Cool.
I can always abandon it later.
And then so Lady Chambers, awaiting Dieter's return from whatever he was doing here, sent Etta Chambers through to investigate what the hold-up was. I believe Will disguised himself as Dieter, and you guys were hiding in the statue chamber. I think Auxin was at the back.
Yeah.
Misty giggled at the wrong time.
Yeah, because I
Rumble
think Misty rolled like a 2 on the die.
yeah.
And she rolled a nat 1, but perception is quite high on even on the base vampire stat block.
Yeah.
And clocked you, charmed you. Lily banished Misty away to Death's cottage.
Yep.
And then a nice sort of Victorian urchin chimney sweeping chase began as you sort of ferreted up the elevator shaft. And that, I
Tug of
believe,
war with opening and closing doors and.
is that muted though, or do I need to put music on?
It's hard to tell. I feel like there needs to be like a.
It was not muted.
Is it muted here?
Or is your device muted? So many ways to mute.
There's
is
nothing
playing.
playing at the moment. There it goes.
Nice. So, as we left off at the end of last session, you've just seen Etta Chambers skitter like a spider over the lip of the elevator shaft through these sort of opening doors and get some way beyond them. She was physically spider climbed onto the actual door as it opened and has just sort of fallen back through and moved some way out. Augustine, it's your turn.
How far? I mean, I was going to Chase.
You follow up. So she has. So you come out blinking into the sunlight. It is bright up here. You're sort of like 9:30, full desert morning. You're like, a scent of like mountain air. It's very fresh. You feel like you're high up, and the sun is actually more intense because of the lessened atmosphere. Have you ever sort of been up like high mountain? You get that kind of thing where it's like the air is sort of like doesn't feel quite as substantial, doesn't feel as quite as satisfying to breathe as you're not like 5,000 meters elevation or anything, but you can tell that you're high up. The light sort of stops blinding you. You can see Etta is skittered part of the way up this sort of like bowl-shaped depression you're in. You come through a door at the bottom in this sort of circular, sort of like sandy circular area with sheer walls that go up about 15 feet. And then there is a bowl, a bit like a sort of satellite dish kind of aspect to it, that sits with this depression in its center. You can see all around you, through the bowl, there are these weird, twisting, kind of like distorted animal figures that appear to be just sort of vomiting forth from this depression, painted onto the side of the onto the side of this sort of bowl depression. Decidedly coyotal in art style, if nothing else. They look relatively recent, as in this epoch, but not maintained in a few years. Like the sand blasting has begun to get them because you're familiar with how fast sand just erodes everything around here with the wind. You can see that Etta is making her way up the side of the up the side of the
shaft.
Not the shaft, the satellite dish kind of looking bowl. It's not a satellite dish, but that's the only image in my head, so I'm just going to continue referring to it.
But to clarify, it's earthen, it's dirt, and it's not a marble.
It is metal.
Okay.
It is very much metal, yeah. And that familiar grey-blue metal that you're familiar with. And she has moved 30 feet outside the doors.
Oh, then just 30 feet up to her and...
Yep.
Yeah.
Go ham, my guy.
Can you do anything to give yourself advantage so that you can get your sneak attack?
Did you have to use your bonus action to get there?
You just 33, right? So
You can just you're 5 feet behind her, and she had the same movement. So yeah.
I believe rogues get the aim as a bonus action with the Tasha's extra rules.
That's for ranged attacks. If he wants to get closer, he needs to hide first.
Yeah, and I also think that aim.
You can't move.
You can't move if you do it. It is like settling down into like sniper position kind of thing.
If you hide, you'll get advantage though. Which will give you
you would have to roll genuinely incredibly to hide in an open desert in bright sunlight is the only thing she's scared of right now.
Yeah. Or you could stab her, hopefully do a small amount, and then just keep running forward. So
do you say she's 30 feet out from the?
So she has gone like 15 feet up this sheer wall, and then 15 feet along this like bowl depression kind of thing.
Okay, so I'm 60 feet away from her.
No, you were 30 feet down. So you're 30 feet. Oh no, yeah, you'd be 30 feet. 60. You're 60 away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but she's got legendary actions. So
she has legendary actions.
Oh, right.
the only way you can actually stop her is if you grapple her, which is a risky one.
My bonus action is going to go to waste otherwise, so I might as well try and hide.
You can always try and roll
because
bonkers.
I'm not going to need it.
I'm going to say this is going to be at disadvantage, and I'm going to be giving her a bonus to this roll.
That's
this
fair.
is like you're going to have to roll well enough for this to be like a cool like class feature thing of you glitch out for a second. So yeah, I can say roll at disadvantage, and let's just.
Did anyone get the session inspiration?
I can say that Rich can if you wish her to have.
Go for it.
To counteract the disadvantage. You should
Get a sneak attack if you're worth it.
You're going to be shooting for a 25.
Okay.
If you can get a 25 at disadvantage, but you can cancel that if you want to, I'll let you hide.
Cancel it.
Also, we all managed to finish goals last session, so we've all got a destiny point.
28. Plus 11 tonight.
I'll allow it.
like-
I still got a hitter.
Yeah,
So I imagine she like looks back, doesn't see any followers, like where's he gone? And Grish just appears.
I'm thinking this is full horror movie like stuff kind of
Yes.
thing. As you, yeah.
You have advantage.
I do now. 19.
19 is a hit.
Woo!
With sneak attack.
Yeah.
Is this booming blade as well?
It is being played.
What's special about Booming Blade? Is that rate?
She takes extra thunder damage if she moves willingly.
Yeah, she will.
She's moving.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Big damage. Big damage.
Sorry. There it is.
All sixes.
It's 2 6s.
Mm.
Sorry.
It's fine.
23.
23 damage.
Yes.
What's the booming blade damage?
Boom blade's only when she moves away.
Yeah, but
But if you're level 5, you get a d8 extra to your attack.
yep, that's also true.
Ah.
Yeah. Or is that
Yes,
green?
it does. Yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it
yeah.
does.
It's 23.
Yeah.
That's 8.
Oh, so 31? Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, you feel this vibro sword. This is the kind of sword that like Tia was hitting with in the memory in Novem. It sort of judders your arm as you use it, as you feel like this vibration, which is mostly handled by the hilt of the sword and the dampening coils in the hilt. But as this sort of slices into her, you see it like this sort of like juddering rictus go through her as it sort of enervates her muscles.
You also do 2d extra damage when she moves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll
She
get there.
also has a disadvantage on her next attack roll or ability check because I'm stealing.
That's
a
going to be
moment of time
really
back.
key. It's going to be really key. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
It's going to be really key because you see her take this damage and it rends just a grey flesh. You can see the flesh on the inside is grey. As this slices into her and like a piece falls away or like comes loose and you can see in the inside of her. There's no like running blood. It is cold, grey, drained corpse flesh inside. And she looks at you and she looks at her escape and she doesn't know how many hits she can take, but I'm going to make a wisdom check. This is not what she thinks is wiser. This is if she is controlling the hunger, basically. Because as she's been damaged and you've robbed her of some of her stolen life force, that little demon in her, very literally, is thinking, I need that back.
If it helps, Augustine has taken 0 damage, so he's not like there's no cuts on him. There's no.
It does. Okay, yeah.
One debt
She-
collected to another.
Yeah.
She looks at you, looks at the booming blade, and she recognizes the spell, and doesn't think she will last a round without more to drink. So she's going to make, with a legendary action, attack at disadvantage.
Okay.
What's your AC?
17.
Okay. So she,
Use moments to bump that door.
not yet, not until like level 13.
But you
I think.
can reduce the damage,
Yeah, I can use reactions to.
which will reduce the amount of healing she gets as well.
Okay, the higher of these needs to be an... Sorry, the lower of these needs to be an 8 or more. Pretty, yeah. Got a green one there for me, Mike?
That is a 9.
She bites into your neck. You are more than welcome to uncanny dodge that. Yeah. I tell you what, she wanted...
What are you doing?
She wanted the... Did you say that to her character?
Yeah.
I think that is, you see fully like the demon inside her take over, because you're aware that vampires are demonic creatures, whether of what variety you're not sure, but yeah, you see her. You can also make a guess on this of what kind of vampire she is, because she needs the blood to stay strong. So you take 12 points of piercing damage.
Is that halved already?
That is not yet halved.
Oh, okay.
And I need more dice. But this will all come together, and I believe it is. Is it only bludgeoning, piercing, slashing, or is it all damage you can halve?
All damage, I think.
Cool. You also take 14 points of necrotic damage.
So 7.
Yes, so that will be 13 total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she only heals for 7. That's a very tiny heal.
Yeah.
It's like a quarter of what I just.
Yeah, it's
The question is,
Didn't roll super well, I will say.
who goes next?
That was her legendary action.
she's got one more.
She does have a legendary action. It's Misty's turn.
So, Granny's Granny, are they looking for me?
I don't know, child. My area of you have an area of expertise, don't you? You're
Yes.
good with your little gadgety gadgets, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Blow stuff up and put things back together.
Yes, very impressive, dear. Well done. Have a cookie.
Yeah.
My area of expertise is in those who have passed on, or those who are in the business of passing on.
So that's why you
A bit
wouldn't
like
know anything
a bit
about
like
them.
your granny. Yes. A bit like
Oh, because she helps others pass on.
yes, absolutely. Yes,
Sometimes
I used to do what she did. You understand? I still do, but yeah. So I have some amount of knowledge of how to gain insight, gain information, research, homework on those who have passed on. You understand? And your mum and dad are a little beyond my sight. If they had passed on, you understand, I would know. I probably would have been there to help them along.
So they are definitely alive. Which, obviously, I knew already, but it's good to.
No, dear.
What?
If they were alive, I would also be able to see them. Because all living things have a time to die. All living things pass on. And come with me, dear. I'm going to show you something rather special.
Okay.
She takes you by the hand and sort of leads you in. And the hand is impossibly strong and impossibly bone-chillingly cold, but also like warm and comforting. There's sort of a slight mismatch in your brain as you get this terrifying, ancient, cold force wrapped up in this like cardigan bundle that smells of tea, like expensive like loose leaf tea and takes you by the hand and leads you out of the door, actually down into the basement of the cottage. You can see out the door there is this endless sweeping black forest, like the trees are thorned and black and mist. This is very sort of Travoldian, as Misty would understand it from like picture books. And you can see outside there are two hills, and one of them appears to be made of silver and the other of gold. And she leads you down to the basement, and it's almost like going down into starlight.
Okay.
There are thousands upon millions of tiny points of light in the darkness. And as she leads you past one, you look into it a second. Can you roll me a perception check?
Yes. Far too distracted. 7.
You look into it and you can see sort of like the candles like flickering in this weird way. And It's a candle that is sort of it's marked like what do you call it, ecclesiastical candle. Like you know how like Advent candles will have an amount down, they burn them down a certain amount each day. And this one is marked with and I say a capital K, no. This is marked with 62 such divisions. And it is about 2/3 of the way down. And the candle's just like weirdly flickering in the flame. You see? Do you understand?
This represents someone's life force?
Yes, this is someone's life force. Or rather, it is the record. I, as part of my my job, my duties, as grandmother to so very many people, I keep track of the candles, you understand? Look a little closer.
I will peer.
You lean in and you get right in there until the heat is almost singeing the hair on your eyebrows. And you can see, a woman standing there, like in a library, or like no, but not like a university. It's like a public library or like a bookshop maybe. And you can see a man in the background, buying a book. Yeah.
Do I recognise them? Or?
Not even slightly.
No. Cool. Okay.
They look Ulsterian maybe. Everybody has a candle here.
I see. You're guardian of all the candles and just do it. So it's not that their wick has burned all the way down, or is still burning. It's that the candle is gone.
She takes you by the hand and leads you a little further on.
Okay.
And you walk for unending days over the next few minutes.
Yep.
Or a few seconds.
It's the longest round ever.
It's the longest 6 seconds I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I know.
But
It's
metaphysical. Time doesn't
it's a
matter.
different plane.
Yeah.
Death can do what she motherfucking likes.
Yes, she can.
And shows you a pair of candles which the wax has kind of melted a little into each other. And instead of flame, you see thick black ferrofluid ooze coming from where the tips of the candles would be and the flame dripping down the side.
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Okay. 60 feet.
Yeah.
Get into melee with her.
Yep.
Get flanking.
Yep. She does get enough. She does get a legendary action at the end of your turn. Yeah, she's going to move. Damage.
Moving bladed. It's 2d8, right?
Yeah. I think it might be 1d8 at this level.
It's 2d8.
Is
It actually
But
goes up.
adds
Both
damage
goes up.
and then double
But
adds another 5.
the booming blade damage for the because the additional starts at 1d8.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then this one starts at 2.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine. Yeah, go roll the damage there.
6.
Okay, she can put down to that amount.
And
Yeah,
she moves away.
moves 30 feet away.
Attack of opportunity.
Yep.
No, not from that one.
No, you're right. Legendary action
right,
movement.
right,
She
okay.
doesn't proc. Thank you for
It
picking that
wouldn't
up.
hit anyway.
Yeah.
And we do have homework. William,
Okay, so I can get up to 30 feet behind her then.
you can.
Because she has movement speed of 30 feet.
Yes.
Although, she's having to go up a plane, right?
Yeah.
Whereas I can just go straight
It
next
is
to flying.
way too shallow a gradient for trigonometry to take effect. Way too shallow. I
enough.
will not knock the hustle though, because I would absolutely be arguing for that in your position.
Okay, so
It's sort of like
Not
like
enough to
the
make a
whole.
difference.
Bear in mind, it's like 200 feet across. The gradient is like that kind of thing.
okay.
It's so slight. Flat Earth is calling it flat.
Yeah. Woof.
What's the opposite of inspiration? Right. Sorry, carry on.
Okay, so in that case, I can't think of any way to get movement. So I just fly my 60 feet.
Yeah.
So I'm up level with Augustine. And I guess I'm just going to Eldritch Blast her.
Cool. Go for it.
2 shots, I think.
2 shots.
Do you have Hex?
I have Hexblade's Curse on her.
Oh, okay.
You okay?
Yeah, her head hurts. Cool. Carry on.
Some water.
I'm alright. She's got a weird pain in my eye.
Oh dear. She's looking pretty wounded, right?
She's healing because you know she hasn't taken radiant damage. She doesn't look well, but she also doesn't look like on death's door.
Okay, Can I use a destiny point to give myself advantage on one of these shots?
Most certainly, yeah.
So I'll do that.
Yep.
So one will be rolling without advantage, one will be rolling with advantage because I get 2 shots with
Yes,
this.
absolutely.
So
You
I'll
don't
do the
have any-
advantage one first.
You don't have any spells, do you?
No, I'm out of spell slots, which is why I'm still keeping flying. I'm
Because you've got fly up.
concentrating on it.
Because Ezekiel is also... Yeah, you could drop fly, but then that would be bad for Ezekiel. Because he's still in the 140-foot drop in the elevator shaft, yeah.
If I really wanted to screw him over. But,
Lily's at the bottom going, the closer that looks, the closer that gets, the more it looks like a quartermaster.
It's weird, I can identify that falling.
Roll your attacks.
okay, I can't think of anything else to... Let me just double check my bonus actions in case I've got anything... No.
Only Hexblade's Curse, I think.
Yeah.
Also spells, but I don't have spell slots. So yeah, first the advantage shot. Oh, come on!
We got...
Twin 7s.
What's the total?
The total is
It's gotta be
15.
Just missed some frame.
One more shot.
One more shot. Okay, that's a 15 plus
That
8.
hits.
Yeah.
So I get 1d10.
Yep.
6 points of force damage.
Lily.
I will start scrambling up the ladder 60 feet and pray to the old lady. If you can do anything, dearie. If she gets out and tells people, she'll kill the grandchildren for sure.
Ezekiel's turn. Ezekiel flies out to join you.
Just going to ask my dice why they hate me.
Why are you like this? I just need to check Ezekiel's character sheet. Bear with me a hot second
I
because
was introduced on this last week to the concept of sugarcane can dice, so that if you don't like your dice, you can just eat it.
eat them.
And
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Eat your fucking dice, Brennan.
that's
Yeah.
exactly what I was going to
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Both of you give a timeout
To
in
prison
jail
with you.
and think about what you've done. Maybe I shouldn't have bought it, but I like it.
That's very
Hey,
nice.
Joe.
Sorry, I'm really struggling to see what that is. Oh, I see. Yes.
My dice
The
inside the
laser
bag.
is pointing directly at my retina.
Oh, okay.
So when it was at that angle direct on, I could not see for the fuck of it what it was.
Well, these are going to sit here next to the other green thing.
Think about what they've done.
Yeah. I'm not going to use this one though because I can't actually see the numbers on it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's find another dice.
So all of Ezekiel's spells are like battlefield control. He has very few, very few. What do you call them? Like defense, like directly offensive spells.
Yeah.
If you could stop her running away, that'd be great.
Would you like to spend a destiny point to make something cool happen?
Yes. Yes.
Ezekiel sort of like crosses his arms like this and falls down the elevator shaft, which he can do at 500 feet per round.
Yeah.
Stops just above your head, grabs you by the wrist, and casts Dimension Door
Nice.
with
Am I
his
right
last
next to her?
fourth level spell slot. Yeah.
Okay.
That's Ezekiel's turn.
So where did it get you to?
Next to her.
Right next to her.
Yeah.
Because
There we go.
I mentioned
Because
doors
he could
500
see
feet.
out there what was...
Actually, can he put me in her pathway?
I think he can... Actually, he wouldn't have been able to see...
He
He
needs
can
to
see,
see.
he can see the direction where she went. He doesn't know the specific space she's in. So
Right.
I think he can get you within maybe 10, 15 feet.
Okay,
Do
that's-
you like highs or lows?
Highs.
Okay.
Okay, let's go highs.
That's an 8. So you are 20 feet away.
Cool.
But, you know, it is what it is. That is... so that was Will's turn, then Ezekiel's, then your fine self. Is that right?
No, because I went before Seagull.
Of course, because you did the climbing. Yes.
I did
Okay.
climbing.
In that case, it is her turn again. Can I get an insight check from anybody who is now here? Which is you and everyone except you in the candle garden.
11.
27.
She's looking for something.
23.
She's casting about wildly, trying to find a particular thing. You're not sure if that's an object, a place, a person, a concept, fart in the wind. Like, she's looking for something.
Yeah.
And you see that she spots it. She knows what she is looking for.
Do I see where she looks as well with the 27?
No, but you do see that she is.
She's going.
She has a look of victory on her.
Okay.
I got 23 insight. Do I also get
You
this?
clock that she has noticed something. She is pleased that she has possibly found a way out here. She is going to disengage as an action and move 30 feet over one way around the dish.
Is that what's the trigger beaming blade, or is that
Yeah,
just?
That's already happened. That only happens once.
Yeah.
God, what a great spell that would be.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a cantrip if that were true.
Every single fucking
Every time you move, forever. That'd be a great use of the wish spell, though. Permanency on booming blade.
I thought that I called that Baldrick's booming blade.
Yeah, well.
Boom, boom.
Okay, that is her movement and her action. So actions is disengage. Yeah. You can see she is... can I get a... it's a technology check from anyone who's proficient in it.
22.
I believe I'm proficient in it.
You clock what she is standing over. They are vents.
Oh.
They are like air vents to allow. They look rusted shut and sealed shut, but they are vents that would allow air to be brought in for the scientists. Like you imagine there's some kind of. 20 winning that. Yeah. Yeah. Like she's standing over air vents.
Okay.
Cool.
She's made it there.
She has made it there with this. Yeah.
Is it now Augustine's turn? I believe everyone else is gone.
It is Augustine's turn. She is 30 feet away from you, I believe. No, she's 60 feet away from you because of the...
But she went at a 90-degree angle, right?
Now it's time for pipe bag.
Yeah, she went doom, doom, right?
Yeah. Now is the time for Pythag, because you are effectively on a flat plane, even if not literally.
You still have a destiny point.
I do.
She is 42.426 feet away, but because we're friends, I'll call it 42. Or 40, go on then. She is 40 feet away.
So I can get there. Mate, I don't know if this is a silly request or not.
Mm-hmm.
This is a vent
Yep.
on the site. Could I get it to emergency vent?
That is quite funny. You would be spending your turn to make an unproficient hacker's check or something. I don't even know if the machinery is within the machine that controls it is within reach of it.
Also, they kind of built it to be completely closed
Off from the outside, yeah.
And if it's rusted, it might not even move, right?
But she's clearly gone there to, I'm assuming, go back in.
I think she's going to try and dive into the vent and then escape through the ventilation system.
But
She needs to rip it off and then go to...
then all the turrets are active.
Not in the vents.
Yeah.
Okay. Shame we don't have a laser grid.
Laser grip when saved is which backs right.
Assuming it has fans to pull air in.
Presumably.
Could we turn those on so she can't, she's going to have to...
Mincemeat herself to get through.
Okay. If you want to spend your turn doing that, you're very welcome to.
She looks pretty fucked up, though, right?
She healed a little bit this round.
Yeah. She looks healthier than she did after Augustine's first attack.
And no one's near her, so it wouldn't be a sneak attack.
But she can't use a legendary action to open the vent.
No, but you can use one to smash it. You can attack it. She'd have to go overcome hardness, but yeah.
Only if she has an attack that says attack a thing, not a creature. There's a real. I have to.
All right.
I have to do it now because
This is becoming real antagonistic.
Unarmed strike, vampire form only, melee weapon attack, +9 to hit, reach 5 feet, 1 creature.
thank you for encyclopedic knowledge of weird. Like that's how attacks are written. To be fair, like most of the time, there are exceptions. Like Firebolt says object or creature. Eldritch Blast is creature only. There's all kinds of weirdness. Yeah. There's all kinds of weirdness like that all over the place. She's like,
now this is a place where the rules of the game
Yeah.
do not represent reality.
if you want to, I'm perfectly happy for you to do it. But
I think in this specific instance, like the chance of her overcoming the hardness of this is not high, even with the attack.
yeah,
I will be making attacks with legendary actions.
yeah, it's fine.
In this particular instance, because I think that's very silly.
I do as well.
Yeah.
Which is why I allow Eldritch Blast to hit.
I get it, and again, I never not Cussle.
Yeah. That's fair.
I'm just
But-
gonna go up to her and whack her. I think
That's fair.
Go for it. Yeah. So like bonus
Probably grapple.
bonus to
Why not?
move,
There's no way
move
you
action,
hold
and
on
then
to her.
attack.
Yeah.
Cool.
natural 20.
All right.
I don't get sneak, right? Because it's
No,
not.
but you
yeah,
did the
no,
booming
action,
blade
it's
damage
just
doubles.
Wait,
I mean-
do you use a destiny point?
No.
No.
You did last time, so you're out of Destiny points.
No, he
I'm
uses
using
session
Use
inspiration.
session inspiration.
Oh, that's true.
If you want to get advantage with a destiny point,
Which will give you.
it's a good use of a destiny point.
Yeah, can I do that?
Yeah.
So,
Do you want to
yep.
roll again just to see if you get another 20?
17.
Okay, so now you don't roll the
Alright,
dice.
okay. I won't be mad if this happens because this was good use of resources and it is a crit, so narratively it's satisfying. So do what you're gonna.
So now the booming blade is 4d8 on the movement and 2d8 on the damage.
Yes, because it doesn't double the effect damage, but it does double the stuff from the attack.
Yeah.
So the 1d8 I'm rolling, I get 2. I get
Two
the
2d8s, yeah.
22 plus.
This could be fucking clutch.
23 plus 6. So 51.
Not dead.
But the booming blade damage goes off.
If she moves.
Yeah.
Her next attack, or
Is it disadvantage?
disadvantage? Or ability.
I just got to check something. I
Uh-huh.
think I forgot to apply Hexblade Curse damage.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it would do.
She gets an extra. An extra 3 damage.
Uh-huh. She's not dead.
Okay,
Oh
okay.
god, she must be really close.
Surprise dynamite.
This is a sticky situation for her because she recognised with that Arcana check a few turns ago what Booming Blade has done. She's recognised that Booming Blade. I need to check it. Oh, this is going to be real. We're getting we're getting fucking granular now.
She recognized me as a cleric, though, right?
Yeah, huh?
Cool. How far away is she?
She is like 20 feet away from you.
Cool.
Were you
It doesn't-
concentrating on Spirit Guardians?
Nope.
It doesn't provide resistance. She hasn't made any saving throws. Okay. the only thing she can do is attack you and hope to get
health back,
hit
yeah.
points back. Because she doesn't have enough hit points to outlast the damage from Booming Blade.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely. So this is a disadvantage.
Yes.
Even if this was a crit and she got double crits, you could cancel that.
Yep. I'm in range now.
That is a 19 and a 15 to hit.
15 doesn't
The
it?
19 hits, but the 15 does not.
That is on the die.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
24 to hit.
Yeah.
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 That doesn't hit. Wink.
No.
I've got to get my rocks off while I can. You take 5 points of piercing damage.
So that's 2 rounded down?
Yeah.
Are you reactioning for...
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured this case. Just and a respectable 14 points again of necrotic damage, which we will halve to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And she will get...
7 hit points.
11.
Madam! Please, I insist you stop.
Man,
She's
that
like
is-
chomping on... By the way, the necrotic damage you've taken, so that's 14 total, is taken off your max. But yeah, like, shortly not going to matter. That was the end of your turn. Misty.
I recognise that fluid.
Yes, I saw my disciple had contact with it.
Is that why you can't see them?
Maybe.
I see. What's it doing to the candle? Candles.
The candles aren't lit. Beyond that, I could not say.
Probably.
The
in
candles are
stasis.
not burned down,
No, probably,
but the candles are not lit.
probably in stasis.
Probably in stasis too.
Can you work out where the fluid is coming from? Because if you detected your disciple who had this fluid on them, can you... I don't know if this has a rewind feature, but where were they when the candles were last lit? Can you work it out from that?
She... what spells would Death use in this? Oh, that's a great question. What spell would Death use in this instance? I don't think she'd use a spell. You remember the place.
Are they... Oh.
That was where they were when I last could see them.
Do I go?
When Scotty reappeared
Okay.
in TNG.
So, they're either there or... Okay.
I haven't seen that, and if I've ripped something off accidentally again, I'm gonna fucking riot. Continue.
Joe, it's a common idea.
It's fine.
A slightly different application.
She's trying to rack her brains. Is it... Okay. Is there a way to... Can I record this signature? Like, so from a technological point of view, can I track the signal back?
I'm an old lady, dear. I'm not good with gadgets.
Sorry, that was me asking the DM.
Okay.
Sorry.
Can you try and track the signal back to...
Yeah, does my gadgetry work? It's difficult because you're then applying technology onto death magic, and I don't know if there's a compatibility there or
Not really, no.
No,
You
no.
would have to physically locate the site you were, or the sub-site you were in the real world.
Cool, perfect, yeah.
Mike, could I, Joe, could I ask Mike to roll an intelligence check, and if he gets it, then I can pass on the question I've got.
Yeah.
19.
Are there any other candles in this state? And where did you see them?
That is a meteoric fucking question.
Well done.
Oh, how much do I... Oh, what do I want to reveal here? Because it could be a lot of things. It could be a lot of things, or it could be nothing.
I mean, she opens up the old vault, and it's the precursor vault.
It is... the end of your turn, at which point she's going to make a melee attack on the grate to try and break it open. Does she have disadvantage on this attack? Or was that the one on...
Oh, only one, and that was the one she used to
Oh, it was the
attack.
one she used to attack you, yeah. She punches a fist. It buckles. It does not break. There is no break of the seal. Actually, I do need to roll damage on that. She did overcome the damage threshold, but this is now successes she needs to survive for long enough to do this. And she bit you at the end of your turn, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. Just double checking. Piss it. Okay. Will, your turn.
Okay. She's with it. You said she was 40 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Flanking.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew that was happening.
I've tried other dice. They're not really looking good.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm
Into
gonna
jail.
give these ones another shot.
Would you like
Is
one of mine?
the actual redemption arc of Ryan's dice. Go on. I want you to do it.
You get 2 attacks.
I get 2
At
attacks
advantage.
with Thirsting Blade.
How many candle segments?
Yeah.
No one gets to see their own candle. That's one of the rules. That's one of the
Yeah.
rules with a big R. Also,
First attack. It's a crit on a 19.
Death would never.
Oh,
have
and a double crit. 19 and 20.
Death would never have shown Misty a candle of someone she would ever meet.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's, I guess,
With the
one
exception of her parents, obviously.
Yeah, but your parents' candles
Don't count.
don't count
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah.
Also, they are so covered in this ferrofluid, the phase fluid, that you can't see the gradations on them anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Ryan,
Yeah.
would you care to roll some damage?
Okay. That's 2 crits.
Yeah. So, what's your minimum damage here?
Wow, the demon's starting to ask that.
Okay. Minimum damage, I believe, is.
If I use my super DM Vita power to make you roll all ones, I'm still fucked here, but I'm curious. Ooh.
Take both
16
consolation
damage
ticket.
minimum.
She might live. The booming may will kill her, but she might live through this.
You boom, like not quite a superhero land, but you land like warrior crouch. The sun shield out in front, and the
I don't have the
you
sun
don't have the sun
shield
shield. The regular shield out in front, and the thing behind. She
I
raises her bloodied mouth from Augustine's neck. Augustine is there, like, well, that's rude. And turns and hisses at you, and you just put the sword through the front of her face and out the back. And as she does so, the ring, as she is now a dead creature, sort of, as her body begins to crumble to ash, falls off, and that is the point that combustion kicks in. And you can see, like, the skeleton within, like, silver fire coming up, burning the skeleton apart. And ting, ting, ting.
Oh, also, it was lightning damage. That didn't matter. There was lightning damage.
Not at that number!
That lightning damage in there.
No. What was the total damage you had there, Ryan? We're going to see how many times her remaining hit points you did there.
Okay, so this is first of all slashing.
Uh-huh. Her plan was to turn into mist and go in the vents.
Yeah, that seems.
I
about
figured
right.
you figured that out.
Yeah, the second, but the mist form is quite slow. We've been like
The mist, which is
wow.
why she was only trying to open it enough to allow mist to get in and no one else.
Just blast down the hole.
It was honestly all I had at that point.
Yeah.
Big, no whammies
32 slashing damage.
on the first hit.
Both hits.
Okay.
We got some real big crits in there.
Two
Two from
crits.
you.
Yeah.
On those 4 d20s,
Mm-hmm.
I rolled 20, 19, 18, and 7.
Nice. 32 slashing.
Okay, and then this will be 4 d8 of lightning damage.
Mm-hmm.
24 lightning damage.
Uh-huh. Is that it?
That's it.
Did you add your modifier?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 56 damage. So you managed to do 5 times her remaining hit points, and 1 for change. She had 11 after that last bite on you. Yeah, you are sort of like you burst through like the cloud of ash as the ring goes ting, 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 and
Excuse
it
me a
sort of
second.
starts.
Mwah, mwah, redemption arc.
The ring sort of starts sliding down and then just sort of comes to a halt a little further down as the angle like shallows out. And Will, now that you're all outside, I'll describe it again. You see what Augustine saw. Now you're a little bit further down. You can see there are mountains above, like higher, like even snow-capped mountains above, like in the distance, not like immediately close to where you are. You can see that it looks like this like staging area has been like the metal bowl looks like it wasn't always uncovered, if that makes sense. It looks to have been uncovered over time. I'm just going to swap music to something a bit less
That's intense.
yeah.
I need to calm down a bit.
I'm going to go for Ancient Artifact because it's one of my favourite pieces of music from Tabletop Audio. We like a synth. As the fire of battle goes down, sort of your fly spell, like over the next minute, sort of like you settle down, and the bars
jetpack.
fold back into your phase in.
And the remote drone that was giving Ezekiel.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
whatever his
You had
name
like
is.
Ezekiel. Yeah, you had like the power pack on his back. That
Yeah,
was
that goes.
Yeah, lovely. Misty,
Hello.
as to your last question, as the banishment spell ends.
Yeah.
Oh, I have many candles that look like that. None from your time.
Dragon bones. Dragon's teeth, sorry.
Yeah.
You pop back into an
The
empty
banishment
room.
spell ends. You pop back into that empty room.
Hello?
You're no longer charmed.
no, I know, but...
There's no one there.
There's a rather angry turret sort of going.
Well, also because I don't know if this has been the 12 seconds.
Because you were there for days.
Yeah.
You
or
could have been there
days.
for 400 years or 5 seconds. Yeah.
I guess I check the dust on the statues and the floor. Like,
Roll me investigation.
Yeah.
As a pretty classic.
What was the answer to the question? I missed it.
Oh, I have many candles that look like that, but none from your time.
Dragon's
okay.
teeth.
Pardon?
Dragon's teeth. That's my hypothesis, anyway.
So
I had one more question, but I'll have to wait till next time I see it. But it was going to be, what
Oh, you don't get everything for free,
No,
especially
no.
not now that she can cast divination.
yeah. My question was going to be, again, don't answer this, I just want to say it unless I remember it. What do the candles of vampires look like? Which,
Ooh, that's a great question.
Do they even have them anymore?
I don't think they have them. I think
No,
you'd
they
know
would
that.
burn down
I
normally,
think
right?
you'd have that because those people have died.
Yes.
They are now a corpse being driven around by a demonic parasite using some of the neural processes of the person they were before.
The question is, when a vampire kills him, is that the candle burns down to the bottom, or is it cut short?
Or is
I never intend to answer that question. Yeah.
Let's not bring up self-determination.
That becomes metaphysical.
investigation is 21.
You've been gone 5 rounds, like 30 seconds.
Three rounds.
3 rounds,
technically,
yeah.
Depending on when she
Yeah.
ends it.
You've gone been gone.
I think
Well, you've also got a through line
Le-
up to the.
You've been gone less than a minute. You can see actually that cleric, the cleric, the farmer cleric,
Oh, yeah.
is sort of poking her head out and looking up the elevator shaft to see what's going on, sort of holding the holy symbol out, like just in case, and peering up to see what's going on. So you don't think you've been gone for eons.
Cool. I guess the first thing I'll do is run to the computers and check that the teleporter is still locked out, so there's nothing else coming through.
Yeah, you can even see failed access, access denied, and then a little thing for okay, effectively, the AD has just locked them out, and
Cool.
they tried to do an admin login and it's failed.
Oh, I just remembered that I didn't have my pills for dinner and there was creme fraiche in it.
Do you want any pills?
They're right here, it's too late now.
Okay.
But I might need to disappear for a bit.
Yeah.
But if I have to carry on without me.
Yeah, sure.
while we're up there, is there anything else left of her, or just the ring and everything else burned?
It burned.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like puddles of jewelry, little like
Gold left.
flecks of gold and platinum
like,
and silver and
Lily will go
not silver,
over
not
and,
silver,
and like sweep all that stuff up and be like, right, need to take all this stuff away in case the vampires hide this side and check to see if anything is missing. Sweep all that stuff up, grab the ring.
Yeah.
We need to go back down because
make a perception check from anyone who's up here.
yeah. Ooh.
Wow, that was bad.
17.
Also 17.
Much higher. 29. Oh, sorry, I got the wrong one. That's the other one. 27.
Oh no. 27. You see. You remember those sand wolves you fought? Buddy.
I don't recommend that course of action.
Let's check this message.
Wow. Wow.
No, don't want to do that.
Augustine absolutely won't.
So, Lily Vig, I had that idea. I was like, we could send the ring back with some kind
Do you
of
remember the sand wolves you fought at Beauregard's Crooked House in the desert?
Yes.
You see a fully grown one of those. This thing is large size, massive. It's like 12 feet tail to tip. It's got this like big sort of like rocky spurs coming at the back of the neck, like a maned wolf.
Yeah.
But these are like spikes of rock. And atop it is a brown robed coyote who and goes.
Time to go down into the hole.
Do the court see us kill the vampire?
Oh yeah,
We need to not be here.
What colour robe was it though?
brown.
That's
Remind
not
me.
good.
Rather.
Okay.
Not good.
Not a good one.
Down in the hole.
Yep, get in the hole and lock the door this time.
Yeah.
Click. Chunk.
We lock it, we also get it encrypted and everything.
Yep.
I'm sure you do. Yeah. Cool. Now we have taken a breath, and Etta Chambers has been put to rest. The person Etta Chambers, not the vampire Etta Chambers, has been put to rest.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
Okay, I need to do light activity for an hour.
Yeah.
Not
To
light-
attune to the sun shield?
Yes.
Yeah.
But also have a short rest so that I can get my
That's fair.
class utility back.
Yeah.
How does one recover hit point damage?
Need a long
That
rest.
takes a long rest and a nice sort of steak or spinach meal. The latter being role-playing, the former being mechanical.
I need that as well.
Yeah.
Right.
You can
Put
do
up
like
what I can.
yeah, you can do like what do you call it, the ferrous sulfate tablets, but they're not the same.
Also, because I'm going to disappear in a minute.
Yeah.
I'd also like to have a hunt round, or get Misty to hunt round for lighter metals that could be used to make armour for
Cool.
Will.
So I'll deal with this quickly, perhaps briefer than it otherwise might have been, just so you can head off. You end up wondering how. So are you guys spending, for example, one more hour here at least?
At least.
At least an hour.
Cool. So you take a little time walking around the basement where all the pods are, and you get a ping, not in your head but on your eyepiece. William, I am detecting large amounts of viridium-rich metal within the exoskeleton of the Aeschinodrome. It may be useful for us.
Okay. I'll investigate.
Yeah. You head in. You basically some of the not the armor plate, not the thick armor plating, but like the connecting coils and that kind of stuff is filled with this like silvery white metal. The Leviathan, basically instructs you to grab a hold of. And as you feel that like prickling pins and needles in your skin as the nanites are extruded through the pores of your flesh hand. So it'd be this one.
Okay, yeah.
And you see them sort of like it doesn't rot. It just like almost like it's been hit with a disintegrate spell, and even the dust comes back into you. You can add mithril armor to your character sheet, should you so wish.
Yeah.
Okay. What rating armor? Can it be plate? Is it not the plate?
So
or?
the current type of armor you have.
Okay.
So I think splint.
I believe I'm splint, which is
Yeah.
is that the next one just below?
I believe
plate?
that is the one just below plate. Yeah.
Okay.
So splint armor, but it will be a mithril version of it.
And are you putting on the light, the
sun
shield.
Sun shield?
Yeah.
Cool. I will assist you with that.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
yeah. Obviously, rich in the low right now, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I can hold on a little bit longer.
You have my deepest sympathies and understanding.
So
It's my own stupid fault.
It's
So while helping you on with the armor, can I also install something else?
Are you going to tell me you're doing this? Or are you just going to do it while I'm... Well, my eyes are probably closed as I'm just...
I'm doing it all in one go.
Okay, in that case, I'm probably not going to notice because I'm too busy concentrating on the feeling of integrating the Viridian, or whatever you call it, because I've been basically doing a lot of the stuff in this site on manual, and I'm aware that there might come a time when I have to do this stuff on manual on my own, so I'm trying to learn more about how I work now, so I don't need Leviathan.
Yeah.
Cool.
Leviathan will notice.
Well, I would ask her permission.
Leviathan don't care.
Yeah.
well, Leviathan cares very much, but is it on board with this shit?
More specifically, actually, I'd ask permission from her.
Oh no, you've had this discussion
Yeah.
with her. She knows. Yeah.
Cool.
Only nice things.
Do I have a large back piece now?
No. It's like an astral dreadnought. It's sick. Yeah. So that's what you were doing. That's what I was doing. Augustine, Lily.
Does the site have an equivalent of a pay tax?
No. That
So it's not like Dorless, whereas a pay
this
tax on itself.
so there is like a limited one which will prove from scrying, but this is a bit more like Beauregard's basement. The thing that prevents scrying is physical. This is like a lead-lined magma bubble deep beneath the earth.
Is pay tax right? The one that provides
There is no
camo.
active camo kind of pay tax to it. No. This thing was covered by being like hundreds of feet.
Sure.
Like the uppermost level of this, because as I said, this is not like that's one level, that's one level. This is like that's one level, that's one level, that's like 2 floors down is another level. Like these are in like air bubble pockets within this massive, like cooled magma batholith, like this big massive igneous rock that's cooled here. Like so there is no magical version like Paytax.
Yeah. I guess I will start part of protecting
absolutely
the doors out of here.
We'll also want to. Can we set up a teleport inhibitor specifically around the battle mech? Because if they used its teleport to teleport in, we want to stop them from doing that again.
Specifically, the only way they were able to teleport in was by using the physical teleporter.
Right, okay.
And it is one that they have. You have one there in that corner, and they have one in the Harlan study.
Right, okay.
They only have those two.
Oh, that's how they got the battle
That's
mech
how
in.
they got the piece by piece the battle mech in, yeah.
Can one of you two smart people change those blast shooty things to change from whatever damage they were doing before to something a bit more radiant, so that we can...
Are you asking if you can retrofit a mortal weapons
I was
to
gonna
deal
say.
holy damage? No.
There are certain angels that are weak to holy things, I think.
I don't dispute that, and you're gonna meet some of them.
Granny, I fear any attempt to do that would render us targets to the many, many gun turrets.
Alright.
I'm already having a hard enough time not to get them to shoot you.
That is correct. Yeah,
That's
the subsite servitor did warn you that, there might be more advanced,
ones that are a bit more touchy.
At the moment, you're being treated like a casualty by the system rather than an enemy combatant,
I think I might make it such that the ones in the teleport room are always on, because there was like a couple of rounds spool up time, wasn't there?
Yeah. So what you had originally done was they would get into like maybe the boardroom, and then everything would activate simultaneously. The problem was you had to bring them on piecemeal, like whatever you could reach in range at a time.
So what we want to happen is the portal to open, then they step through, and then the portal closes, and then the guns turn on.
At this point, there's not a ruse anymore. They're not going to come here.
That's true.
Well, my concern is that Lady Chambers is going to come with a lot of very angry vampires when her daughter doesn't report back.
It was just her daughter who went through, didn't?
Yeah,
She's the only one who made it.
Because they assumed that the guards that were here before us
would take over guard duty for Etta.
When she doesn't come back and Lady Chambers can't get in the usual
Was
route.
William disguised as Dieter in this room when she came through?
He was up there where he is on the map.
Yeah, okay.
But she only got... Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the actual pieces are still there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should just lock it down.
I think that's probably not a bad idea. We can turn the guns on, and that way, if somebody does happen to go through, we kill an extra vampire.
But we're getting like access requests for the teleport, right?
Not right now.
But we have been over the last. Didn't you say that there was?
Like there's an access denied. That just shows that the lockouts in place.
That was her trying to get out.
Oh, I wasn't. Someone
Because
on the other side trying to
you had to use an action to use on/off on that to try and reopen it, but you couldn't because you had locked it. No, there is one access request, and in fact, it was like when you get like a prompt come up on a Windows PC and you have to press OK before you can continue. It's exactly that.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
I guess we
Like,
locked it.
thinking
God, this
back,
Sebastian's fucking holiday, isn't it?
thinking back to her behavior,
Yeah.
all the other like vampire spawn were just mindless. They didn't talk. They didn't react. They didn't do anything. She talked, moved, reacted.
Oh, she's a full ass vampire.
Which means her sire is dead.
Not necessarily.
Oh, but she could have fed on him or been allowed to feed or something like that. Or like,
How
I
do you
forget what the process. I'm mixing my mythologies.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I've just added another vampire mythos.
Yeah.
So for her to have like true free will, she would her sire would need to be dead.
Yeah.
However, like even if her sire is alive, she still acts with free will unless given an order by the sire vampire.
Right. But we don't know if the sire is alive or dead. It's very.
There's
possible.
no way to tell from this information.
It's very possible that Lady Chambers is dead.
You would.
No, because when she came through, she said Mother was asking.
That is correct.
That's true.
You did get information from this fight, I will also say, because you guessed that she was needing to feed to stay strong, which implies she is a degenerative, regressive vampire rather than a progressive vampire like Josiah.
Alright.
I think we've locked this place down as much as we can. for
Yes.
now.
Agreed.
Your granny is very friendly.
Oh, this
That
is a good
reminds
conversation.
me. That's what I saw. She was kind.
She was really kind, and she makes good cookies too. I assume you got the recipe from her.
Every grandmother has her own recipe.
Of course. She showed me her candle collection. Do you have a candle collection, or is that something that you'll take over one day?
I think I'm on a different path than that.
Oh. So, yeah, fascinating. So she showed me my parents' candles. So, they're not burned down.
Stop. Okay. You're not supposed to see those.
Well, I think she took pity on me, or there was an exception to the rule. It was unclear, and I don't know how much time I had. I'm still not sure if today is today, or if now
Today
is
is
2
today,
weeks.
dear. I had to
I-
banish you.
Yes, but time seemed to move very differently there.
That'll happen.
Yeah. Perhaps with more time I could have made sufficient calculations to work out the time dilation. But anyway, there were more important things. You want me to start? So, yeah, I couldn't actually see the...
Oh, right.
What was
You
she called them? The notches. She seemed very protective against that.
Yes, you're not supposed to see how long you live and whatever.
Yeah, I can see
yes,
that would
yes.
cause. And would the introduction of that knowledge then change the course and therefore adjust the
Don't,
levels?
no. This is how you end up in a very
That's
bad
why we're
state.
not allowed to see. Okay.
Yes.
Better wizards than you have gone mad trying to answer that question, is what I'm saying there.
Yeah.
I met one. Holy crap.
So, The candles were covered in the ferrofluid that I think both of you got.
Specifically the Doralus ferret.
The phase fluid it was referred to in canon, yeah.
Yes.
Ferrofluid is the real life thing that I think is the cool aesthetic and used. Phase fluid is what it is actually called in setting.
But it's not unique to a precursor company. It's used by
a bunch
Doralus,
of
it's used by Amartal.
So you have row clearance, and you have all the information you downloaded from. You have all the information you downloaded from Doralus, including the protected files, and you have row clearance that you got from Yenis at Novem.
Yes.
Those two things together tell you more than either separately. So you are able to tell now that you go back, now that you are asking this question for the first time, with both of those pieces of information ready. The phase fluid was. You log in some of those files in your datapad and bring things up and try and piece it together from like a context. There is some stuff that is absolutely classified. It's absolutely still classified above the level you've got. However, you are able to tell that the phase fluid was generated by some other company, some other project, some other process, something else. It was not made in Doralus. It was just shipped to Doralus to be used. For its properties, including really hating divine shit. You get the sense that it was not something naturally occurring. It was something that was like manufactured or found. It wasn't like something that they mined out of the earth, like in like what is now Harlan or what is now Ulster or whatever.
It was alloy.
Or like a byproduct, like of making something else. Like you get like this was like it'd be like turning nuclear waste into armor.
Gotcha. Which is why if it's not processed properly, it can cause radiation sickness.
That's it's not a bad guess. Yeah. And you clock the place it came from. If you're checking Doralus, is classified above the information level that the Doralus staff had, and that makes you think Amartal. Some kind of Amartal process, some kind of Amartal site or subsite or activity that the Amartal science were doing created the phase fluid, or at least generated a lot of the phase fluid. And then they didn't know what to do with it, and then shipped it off to Doralus. Or Doralus requested it, but then Doralus got shut down anyway, so it was just left to sort of like sit, and that was where you found it, where it managed to, over many, many years, degrade the storage medium it was kept in and get out. That's...
So, your parents, they're covered in the phase fluid stuff you said, right?
Yeah.
So, they're in a state beyond death.
She what was it your granny said? She said they're not dead, but that's not the same as being alive.
No, it's not, dearie.
It supports the hypothesis that they're in stasis.
I suppose that's true. Yes, that's fine. It's interesting that an anti-god fluid surrounds a candle which mostly a god interacts with, which is an interesting concept in itself, which implies that they're in a protected place.
Point of clarification, death is not a god. Death has never been a god.
True.
Death is almost... Death is capital N, not a god.
Yeah. But in the realms
So it's a
of...
personification of the force of nature.
True.
Anthropomorphic personification.
Actually, from that information, roll me insight.
That 25.
Yeah, from that information and your connection with death with a capital D as a concept and process, even above and beyond the person, the phase fluid doesn't really... It didn't attack you because of your connection to death. It attacked you because you are...
A cleric.
No, because you're full of hope and life, and you have drive, and you believe, and you have faith.
Yeah.
But it also attacked like the holy symbols on the drown occultists. So it does attack like that kind of thing, but on that kind of from the information, the new information that the candles were coated in it, which are divine but not Ulsterian divine.
Yeah.
You can kind of, I've said that I was going to use the word divine again, but I'm just going to do it. You can divine that. Actually, it's it is not particularly involved with the just the concept of faith. It will go for that. It will go for that, like a magnet will attack or anything, but just like different minerals will have a different level of magnetism towards an actual magnet. The Ulsterian stuff, it appears to be a lot more attracted to. And the stuff like death, not so much. I mean, the death part of your death cleric doesn't give a shit about, because you can tell that because of the candles. The cleric part, it does, because you're a cleric, and that is how you generate your power, through drive, through belief, through direct rightness of action.
Yeah. Right. So, your parents are something, not dead, not alive. That's a good sign.
In stasis.
In stasis.
Is my best guess at the moment.
If they are, they are. Well, wherever they are, they're not. Their candles aren't gone, which is
they're on pause.
Yes.
As far as I can tell.
Or something.
They've been snuffed.
At least they're not, not there at all, which would be bad.
That would be bad.
I don't think. Will I have ever seen the candle room?
No.
Okay, so
No.
You're very lucky in some ways. There are clerics in my order higher than me who would have given. I think one of them said their left nut for a glimpse at that room. It's kind of like a holy pilgrimage for us in some ways. So, I don't be shouting that you've seen that room.
I think you're also aware that simply existing there is an ordeal that takes its toll on the life force, and she may not have risked it with someone who had less physical volume.
You feeling okay? You look a bit. Have a real cookie. I know you had some cookies while you were there, but have a real one.
Soulfire. Soulfire.
Oh yeah.
So I give you a cookie. Right. Ring. I go.
One teeny tiny problem as well that you'll only be angry if I don't reveal it now.
Right.
And this is kind of said out to the room as well. Wherever they are in stasis, there's a reasonable chance they're not alone. And that there might be quite a lot of other life forces. Candles, shall we say.
That's concerning.
Yeah.
But not a problem for right now.
No, you were saying something about a ring.
Yes, I've got one of those rings.
You want to identify it? You want to identify it?
Isn't it the same as all the other ones?
Oh yeah. So have I actually sent you the stat block though?
No.
Okay,
I
I'll
think
send
we've
that.
run into one before.
I can cast Identify on it.
Yeah. It's exactly the same as the other ones. I just couldn't remember if I know. Because you had Josiah's one. Yeah. Sorry.
I think a good place for this would be our quartermaster. He's got to go wandering about, and not being able to be scryed on might help him out a bit.
Oh, does it also protect against the scrying?
Yeah.
That's one of its purposes.
It's one of it. Well, the main benefit for someone who's not a vampire is certainly that it acts like an amulet of proof against detection. The main benefit for a vampire is the whole not burning to death thing.
Yeah. The only problem is if a vampire catches your quartermaster with that specific ring.
That quartermaster's been here for weeks. They know him.
If they find him, he's probably in trouble anyway.
He's dead anyways. And the people who have seen him will have been in Fort Morgan, and the very specific person who would have captured him would have been an attaché to our friend that we brought back at the very beginning of all this. Somebody attached to him would be my suspicion. Because
Give
it's,
it- oh, sorry.
mm,
No, you can.
it stands to reason that our erstwhile ward, the original one, is got at least 1 or 2 lieutenants with him that follow him around. So they might have picked him up at some point, or maybe the quartermaster saw something he shouldn't have and got picked up. But I'm going to give him the ring. It might give him a little bit of protection, because once all this stuff starts dying down, those people are going to need to leave here. And if I were a vampire and I was thinking, ooh, what happened at that place? Well, maybe the prisoners broke free somehow.
Genuinely identical.
So I dust and then go over to the quartermaster. This will keep prying eyes out of you. Don't let the vampire see it.
Appreciate it.
Probably weird.
He weighs it with the stone inwards, so it just looks like a gold ring on the outside.
Alright, good.
Yeah.
That's fine. I was going to suggest as a necklace or something nice, but that'll work.
I have a question. What was the name of the guy? Oh, Carter. Okay. Have you noticed anything strange about Carter Garland since we transported him back?
Yes, he's been at the front a lot. He's been kind of ditched us. You know, he's attached himself to a Kayadal unit, and he's been leading raids that the brass haven't exactly been sanctioning. But he just kind of won't serve with humans anymore. I guess he got the stuffing knocked out of him, you know?
That's certainly one theory.
I wouldn't say he's an ally, but I wouldn't call him an enemy either. Stay away from him. Of all the people out there, he is extremely dangerous.
Do you roll that 20 on insight?
So I just get eyes on that, mate.
Hello, old friend.
You look puzzled. Is it just we've got the quartermaster and it's just the rest of us, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't want this.
You can have
Yeah. So I just
You
gotta
saw
go.
him on the video logs, right? Of being in here once.
Carter had been here once.
Yes.
He was here, and you think by the dates it was the day after you brought him to Fort Morgan.
He's another sheriff. Carter Garland is like them, sort of.
He's a vampire.
He's a different kind. There's another one out there that you need to really watch out for as well. He's a bit more violent, dangerous, and probably psychotic at this point.
Mostly against other vampires. That's the key.
No.
And those who serve them.
But if he sees the ring, he's not going to ask any questions about
No,
why
he's
you have
not.
it.
Avoid him.
Who?
Yes.
Like the Sheriff Kincaid. You probably heard rumors about him.
No, I know Kincaid.
Yeah, he's really fucking dangerous.
It's McCoy's ex-husband.
Right.
It's been a while, but
McCoy. Remind me.
General McCoy was or formerly Colonel McCoy. General McCoy now is the leader of Fort Morgan. Yeah.
He's really fucking dangerous. So
He was really dangerous before.
It's worse.
we've been
What's that fucking we should just lead it. Number 4, could you please step forward and say the word worse? Worse?
We so there are 2 kinds of vampires. I'll just give you a big broad history.
You can give him the
yeah.
plotted
So
history
I kind of like
vampirism.
there's
Yeah.
this one and there's this one and
Yeah.
he's the other one, and all the ones we've been fighting so far, they're the ones that are like, you know, they kind of have like a nice cappy ceiling. He doesn't really have that. Neither does Garland, as far as I can work out. You need to be really careful around them because they're probably very hungry. Now, I am heartened. I'm quite heartened by the fact that Garland decided he wanted to go off and go with Koyato because they can't feed on them. But it does mean he's getting significantly stronger very quickly, and he's probably very hungry and dangerous. And the same thing goes for that sheriff. If he's still alive, there's a question mark on that one. And I'm not sure about Garland either, to be fair.
But Garland's not wearing a ring to help with.
He is.
He is.
He is?
He is. I remember having a little smile to myself in the very first session.
Yeah.
I said, he's wearing like some kind of like gold family signet ring with like a red stone in it. And and I was very pleased with myself. Because I thought that's going to pay off in 17 sessions time.
Like a driving stick again.
Yeah, well.
So, those are two to avoid, because... Let's give you some more history. The General Chambers, also a vampire. You need to... Yeah, it's fine. It's a big thing.
He, like... So I think you're in the boardroom at this point.
Yeah.
And he just goes over to a drinks cabinet.
That's fair. That's about the right... keep going.
And
While you're there...
eventually just like... Click, throws the glass away.
Yeah. So...
Will's
And-
also got the drink.
And the lady chambers as well.
And clearly the daughters.
No! Actually, no. In this one instance, you're wrong. We saved one of them.
Oh, the other one.
The younger
Right,
one.
no, that was...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you that's not a vampire then.
Right.
They were going to confuse you.
That
and it was going to be a nice joke, and we were going to
Yeah,
laugh about
okay.
it, and then I was going to give you a cookie, which I'm going to give you a cookie, an easy cookie. This one goes with bourbon.
It's like an amaretti biscuit. It just
Yeah.
goes-
Yeah, this works. Right.
Yeah.
Can I try before one of those?
Just to kind of give you... Just to kind of give you... Oh, that was one of the lizard egg ones. That's fine.
Still pretty good.
Enhances the flavour.
Yeah. Every granny has her own recipe.
It was just going to give you some warnings so that you didn't run into the wrong people at the wrong time and show that ring to somebody.
I'm gonna have to report this.
You'll die. They're in very deep tier. We're trying to deal with it. It's a complicated process. They run the Firebrand company.
Oh sure, yeah, that might as well happen.
Well, now you feel like we do.
We're about 3 days ahead
Put
of
it
you.
this way, dearie. At least they didn't, have a god, summon a whole bunch of vampire spawns to kidnap the grandchildren. So you're doing better than I am.
What's your plan from here?
Kill all of them.
And
And
that's
then
an
a god.
admirable mid to long term goal.
And then a god.
What's your
afterwards.
plan right now?
Right now, dearie? I need to find my grandchildren. Get them somewhere safe. This place seems pretty safe.
I think we need a more immediate solution because one way out is through a
chamber.
Chambers home.
We can't
the
go
other way
out.
out is Coyotl land. I think.
It depends where in Coyotl land.
Oh, they're coming back though. So they're going to be banging on that door within a couple of hours. I had a plan for dealing with that. I was going to seal it up from this
Could I
side.
get like a survival check from everybody? It's going to be a tricky one, but there's sort of gradations of information you can get.
21.
Survival.
pretty good.
22. Survival is wisdom based.
Boy, you're certainly in a place. You guys will, especially you, who you got a bit of an arc going down on the, you getting a bit of the lay of the land, working in the information about that Ezekiel gave you about how long it took him to be, even though he's black bag, to be brought here. You're pretty sure, Misty, actually, you can get in on this as well, because theorized immortal sites and subsites are big business at the university. Those are the big chunky. This is people looking for cold fusion. This is people looking for DNA, that kind of thing. Space flight.
Yeah.
So you're aware of the theorized immortal sites. You obviously know about the one at the garden. You know the Tulkura control one. You know there's one under Light's Cradle. You also know that there is supposed to be one. There are anecdotal reports of one in the mountains in the south.
Ooh.
What, that
You
one?
saw a brown-robed Raza Coyotl Lillian.
Which is
Teotlali is the Raza capital city. It is built into like this big sort of like flat, like branching mushroom with many sort of like a pine cone of mushroom.
Okay.
Sort of growing like woody out of the desert. You also know that they train and ride both sandwolves and sandworms.
Yeah.
If you had to stake a guess at where you are, you would suspect you are there in the mountains, which means that
This right here.
yeah, this is the site that was theorized through rumor, through anecdotal evidence. People that yeah, you are about 2 days' travel from the front lines.
Backwards.
Also, real close to the capital city.
Yeah.
But like 6 days to safety, really.
Yeah. Well, let's get the old ruler out there. So you'd be going like
Through mountains as well.
yeah, or you could go up this way, and you go towards Logorla because that's the Garu capital city, and that is friendly.
Also goes via Misty's home.
Oh God.
What?
Misty's home is right there, written there. Thing is, we want to go there.
Yeah.
Sharpish.
You do eventually. Yeah.
But we need to go there now. They don't know we're alive, which is a bonus.
Yeah.
So, I think, and looks at the quartermaster. There's no way you're gonna make it 2 days through the front lines and all this and everything else that's chasing you.
A bit
Not
of
with-
situations.
Not with those people.
But I mean, people can
How-
stay here indefinitely, right?
What's the supply situation? I think we asked this.
They can
before.
print food.
Oh, they can print go bags and food for hundreds of years. Here.
Okay, so they're
Yeah,
fine.
oh, yeah.
If we leave them here.
If they leave them here, what you're risking is the Kyoto coming back and reclaiming this place.
We encrypted the entrance, but they could
And we
potentially break
They
that
could just
encryption.
break the door in. Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
give
You
it.
just reprogram the
The turret.
Yeah.
turrets, just fire at any.
anything that's not anything. Well, fire at Coyotl.
You would need to have a body scan of a Kyoto to do that.
Or invert it and say anything that isn't this.
Anything isn't the people here. Yeah.
That is a scattergun approach. I'll give you that.
Look, when you don't have the thing, you do the opposite.
Anything that comes down through the access shaft.
Well, I can. If we've got a day to stay here, I don't know how long it's going to take that Coyotl to come back. I can seal it off permanently.
You would imagine it's going to take, if that Kyoto is going to Teot Lali, a day to get there and a day to get back.
Right, a day. So.
I have a question. Leviathan once copied herself in order to leave a copy back at another subsite.
Uh-huh.
Could she, and has she actually been, doing the same thing here?
No.
Okay.
That was kind of a one and done thing. How to describe this?
She didn't really clone herself. She used her. She let her backup.
She made a
systems.
copy of her backup copy, which wasn't active and thinking.
And even then, that
If
one
that,
is
if she
reduced
tries to
zero.
do that again, it will come with a serious element of risk, and one that she won't take.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I figured it was a long shot.
Yeah.
I thought it was worth asking at least.
The shaft is made of. The shaft itself is metal?
Sheer metal.
Sheer metal. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you imagine there was some kind of energy platform, like hard light thing, which would actually bring people up and down the shaft. That is not operational right now.
Right. And then it's like a basin with a metal bit, and then
And onto that metal satellite dish kind of looking thing, the animals have been put running out, like crawling, flying, running out of here.
right. But presumably beyond the metal there is stone. Like if you get past.
Oh yeah, once you get to the edge of the metal, it's Rocky Mountain terrain, and you're in like a little sort of like enclosed valley kind of
If we're
thing.
gonna look, we can look now.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Well, I've had a short rest. I can redo invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
peek our little heads out.
Cool. Yeah. So good perception or survival.
Whilst you were down with the drone, I would have asked you to help me carry up the
The,
main
yeah, that'd be fine.
You want to plug that black box in?
I do.
Excellent. We'll get to that. What are those perception survival checks for anyone who is taking part?
Only 11 on
We'll
survival.
do perception.
I think it was
25.
25. Okay. You can see that the surrounding area is extremely mountainous. It is an absolute warren of terrain. There's almost no sight lines from far away. You can see out of it quite well because you can just climb up a particular rock. But if someone is trying to find someone in here or see you from afar, there is no more ideal terrain to be invisible in if you are leaving this place.
Right. You can get out pretty easily.
You can get out more easily than you can get in.
Right.
Yeah. Because and you can actually see like the valley as it sweeps down sort of that way towards Teot Lali. That way is pretty clear. What's that perception?
25.
I think you can see a little dust cloud
Of that.
of that single coatl going, and it only looks like one person as well.
Yeah.
Look,
How long does your fly last? Can you catch him?
no, that's horizon you're looking at. Like fly spells can only get you so far.
Yeah.
And even if it was dashing that's 120 feet,
Yeah,
that wolf is probably pretty fast as well.
yeah,
We've also given them at least an hour.
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, like combat rounds and hours don't extrapolate well together.
No.
Fly would only last 10 minutes.
I was hoping it was like hours. That'd be nice. Right.
I think if we leave these people here, the Raz are gonna get them.
Yep.
I think if we're gonna leave, I'm gonna leave now. Take them north through the rock maze, go crest the mountains, try and keep them warm, go make a run for Logorilla.
We can't leave that teleporter here because if the Koyala figure
I'm
it out.
respectfully, that's your business.
Right. That's fine.
Can we print them all go bags?
Most certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Everyone gets a goodie bag. It's like a children's party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick question: the teleporter, the one on the other side could be moved.
Yeah.
The one on this side, can that be moved?
Yes, but that's like construction equipment heavy to move.
So we can't
it's
like,
weighs
pack it
several
down into a
tons.
suitcase and cart it off somewhere.
no, but
I think you get a ping from unusually from Leviathan. We had discussed, had we not, the power source within the within the Viridium generator, which powers the you could have rendered it unoperational. There are safe methods of storing the control rods within this facility.
You could disable it.
disable
The power source for the site or for specifically the
For the teleporter. You would effectively be taking the control rods and plugging them back into the some of the systems within the site.
yeah.
And are
Can
these
we,
like radioactive type thing? Are these if they don't know what they're doing, they're gonna?
It would be not without like risk, but short of like, oops, banana fingers, dropping one, you're probably fine.
Here's my.
Alright, just hold these two right next to each other.
I mean, more for them who don't have a servitor to help them extract them and move them. Is it a much more riskier proposition for them
No.
if they wanted to try and put it back?
No, it is a physical.
It's a physical thing rather than a.
I have a few concerns. We're leaving this thing for whoever comes to get it. Vampire, god, or human, whatever. There is a god killer in the basement. That's concerning. Even if it's unoperational now, it might not stay that way.
Talked before about why the destruction of Harlem was not a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
What about the destruction of a mountain range?
It wouldn't even be the whole mountain range, is what I'm saying there. Like Harlan is like the size of Manhattan. The whole city is the size of Manhattan. It's not a big place. If you wanted to, if your choice is to destroy this place by setting off a low yield nuclear device effectively,
I'm just putting the option on the table.
it is out of character, physically possible. Whether Leviathan's going to be happy about
That's
that,
fair,
it's
that's
a
fair.
very different question.
That's fair.
I think blowing up the entrance and burying this place and letting that thing sleep as long as it wants to is probably the best thing we can do for it.
agreed. We take the generator out of the teleporter.
So you're proposing sealing this place?
Yeah.
collapsing the shaft, that kind of thing.
Collapsing the shaft, yeah. That's the easier.
Boy,
Could
if only somebody had some dynamite.
My,
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
could Leviathan encrypt all the systems so no one could log in without her?
Yes, you are not aware to what level the Kyoto are technically proficient to be able to solve that. That could be, the secrets will be locked away forever. It could be, they have an admin password. You don't have the information to be going on with.
So the janitorial robots.
Yeah.
Can I set, can I set them a very incredibly long task, which is effectively, can you clean the god killer out from the floor? Like, get rid of it. So it might take
Now,
it might take like 100 years, but if the place is sealed,
you
they
want to
can-
designate the Aishna drone as refuse and have it variously incinerated, scattered.
Yes.
It isn't a live thing. It's sleeping.
The Aishna drone.
No,
Isn't it? Oh, okay.
No.
No, that's a hunk of metal right
okay,
now.
okay.
It's a hunk of metal. The pilot's gone.
Right. Alright.
I think that's a superb idea if that's what you want to do.
So we designate that.
Yeah, because that way we can seal the entrance, and that way, even if
Oh, the idea of 1,000 ceaseless workers stripping it like driver ants is so fucking Doraless. Oh,
It's tickling your brain.
That's
You're tickling your bug brain.
tickling my sensibilities in a very big way, and I am going to give you a point of inspiration for that.
Nice.
Thank you very
Because
much.
ceaseless, like the driver ant kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ooh,
How
the
much
aesthetic.
materials? Well, how much usable materials can we get from it after I've taken the armor out? Like, could we get Misty a load of raw high quality?
You
raw
can
materials?
for sure fill a couple of backpacks. Yeah.
Cool. Can I also collect some of the printer fluid, enough that if we were to meet another
Oh, shit,
printer,
there's a load of loot here we wanted to take with us, which now we.
So the solar panels you can take.
Okay.
What I will say you will be able to find is in like an old storage closet. You can find.
Bag of holding, please.
What I was actually going to say is something like a lift loader. So it's like a hovering platform that people was originally used as like a forklift, effectively.
Okay.
That you could bundle a load of stuff onto.
Basically, Tempter's floating disc permanent.
That's literally what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Cool. Word for word. Yeah. So if you wanted to, it would be effectively
It's a wagon.
cart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cart. Yeah. Or you can load that up.
This might be a very silly idea. This facility was designed to create non-sentient life.
Yeah.
Could we build ourselves some horses,
You could make
Mules.
yourself mounts,
mounts?
but only from existing creatures within the database.
I think that's fine.
What on earth is going to be in the debate?
Well, in theory, it's all the life that's populated now, right? Because it rose, then started building
Right.
yeah, it'd
life,
be
right?
like
Is there any
Actually-
Pegasus, flying horses, that kind of things?
Okay, so what I'm going to say to you, you can create creatures, you won't be able to create tame creatures. So
fair.
think conservatively here. A nice,
giant-
placid donkey is what I
Pegasus is
Gigantic
really-
Hercules beetle.
Yeah. Also, don't forget that horses, Pegasi, those are Austerian, baby. Those will come from here. You're looking beetles. You're looking ants, like stuff that was native to Volan.
Yeah.
Horses are an import.
What
Where would they come? Do they use the shaft to get out?
How are they
Where
going
does it-
How
where
do
does
we
it
get
Well, we could load them onto the dolly and lift it up. Right?
But what is the natural
Oh.
place for this facility to?
That's a great question. There appears to be some kind of distribution mechanism as of yet unknown to you, and it is classified above your level.
Maybe that's why they were trying to dig their way out, because they couldn't get the things they were making in a place that was useful.
You do have an escape tunnel that gradually slopes upwards that they have dug out, and it does go to the surface. It's how Dieter escaped.
Yes.
But they
You
blew
build
it
up
though, right?
Yes, that's true.
not a problem.
That's
if I
not
can-
necessarily a problem because you can.
Tomorrow I can cast Stone Shape and
Within a couple of rounds to catch Dieter, that's not happening. Within a day's work,
Yeah.
that can happen. Yeah.
So we could actually try sneaking out that way rather than the front door,
That's what I was suggesting. Yeah,
and then you stone shape it behind us to closed and been sealed off.
works for me.
But we still want to probably dynamite the shaft or blow it up or something.
Oh,
seal it in
yes.
some way. Right. We have a plan.
You wanted to plug in the.
I do.
Okay.
Cool.
So this sort of has like active loop memory kind of thing. So it records important stuff and designates stuff as important. It was continuously recording, but it deleted stuff that it didn't consider active. You plug this in, and you're kind of seeing it from that sort of Megazord eye view of like this alien landscape, but like not alien. It just looks it because this is the world as it was before. Battle scarred, this choking green-grey fog. This thing most certainly outlasted the humans at Novem. This was created before the humans at Novem were killed. It was created while humans were still available to pilot it. This particular thing, this was an old warrior by the end. When it finally got taken down, it had obviously notched up 17 gods to its name, and that is no small thing. I really should have prepared a list. Like, you can scroll through the different entries, which are like tagged with the holy symbol, and they are like incident reports. The first question, nameless, not recorded for history, not considered important to do so. The second question, by no means does this know.
That's a try.
I never not Castle. This thing would never have been told. Yeah, it remembers when it first came online, and at that point it was already in battle.
Right, so these are the logs of the pilot as opposed to like the...
Yes, yeah, this is the living memory of this machine. Yeah, it's a bit of an odd phrase, but you get it. And yeah, you can see the battles this thing underwent, this sort of like towering storm gods. This thing is like knee deep in the sea, Pacific Rim style, and just digistructs out a huge sword. Yeah, this the massive like creaking of metal and a crunching of bone as this thing batters into the side of a literal god hard enough to break its ribs and puncture them into the heart, that kind of thing. You can see
Distracting its sword. Does that look familiar?
similar technology, I'll say that. But as I said, like this stuff, it was adaptive weaponry. It was designed so that it could make what it needed.
I wonder if I could study it for battle tips.
Thing is, these things were designed to take down such particular threats.
Yeah, no, I get that. I guess it's a bit cheeky.
You could study it for battle tips on how to defeat, Dagamir, God of Voting, which is one of its particular notches. I'm pleased with myself. You can see these sort of like first-person view of just these impossibly vast destructive battles that were as scarring on behalf of the drone as they were by the god to the surrounding countryside. The last 4 of these battles were after Zero Day, effectively, to borrow a term from Horizon. You can sort of piece together from these logs. You've got this basically up on a video screen, you're just watching through them. You can piece together what is happening is a god is being detected on the planet, and then these are teleporting in and appearing around it. So these are reactive. They're like surgical strikes against the appearance of a god. So they aren't. They're sort of lying in wait to arrive. That kind of thing.
How are they teleporting into those locations?
You can't tell from the videos, at least. You just see the teleport field kind of go off, and then
It's there.
it's already happening. Yeah. But you can sort of see the deaths of 17 different gods, and it is really quite something. I loved Power Rangers as a child. I still do. That's what you see. Is there any other information?
More recent?
No. You see, the camera's only recorded while there was stuff to record.
But did it record when it fell? And if so...
It records the first half of that battle, yeah. And
Who was the god, out of curiosity?
Or gods.
Or gods.
firstly, there were multiple. One of them is this sort of like twisting, like serpent witch looking, like massive snake head, like viper, like sea serpents coming out of the hair, and like the bottom half of a shark and holding like these long like coral spears kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was the one that it was fighting sort of one-on-one when something got it from behind and just ripped it apart.
Right.
Something that had the strength to rip a 1-ton robot apart.
Yeah.
So you're not sure, it didn't see what got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could we take a copy of the make a clip show of all the gods dying?
Jesus.
I'll allow it, yeah, I'm not mad.
Okay. I'm just thinking it might be worth sending to another god.
I like the way you think, but I think I'm gonna need one of these for myself.
Cool.
Yeah, just something nice to have.
What I would say is, if you guys are planning on leaving shortly, if there is anything that could be accomplished, say, during a short rest, else that even after the session ends that you wanted to have achieved in Site 5, like pressure of the situation, obviously there might not be like time for it to think of it till afterwards, but you can certainly...
I was going to have a hunt round for if there were any decent weapons in here as well.
No, because it's not what it was for. There was no, like, the defences were automated. No one in here was a warrior.
I mean, also, the vampires might have stashed something here.
The vampires' weapons are themselves and their minions. Like that's how they roll.
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
feel like they're conceited enough to feel they don't need
You
it.
can get about 70 gold's worth of fine booze.
60 gold's worth of fine moves.
Yeah. Point taken.
Is it possible to test, because we don't know how things got in and out, is it possible to print a small animal, like a non-threatening animal, and then...
Like a raccoon.
Yeah, and then request a pickup?
Make it very round.
It's a very good question.
It wouldn't print a round raccoon.
Is it
too
also
dark.
possible...
No,
Okay.
because you would require the servitor to be awake to do that.
Yeah, okay. That's...
And the servitor has gone to sleep because it has finished doing that. Like, the reason this place shut down and went dormant is because the gene banks are empty. You would have to, like, hack the records to slot in the new animal you create, all of which would require the servitor to be awake.
Cool.
What do you
So
mean when
we're
gene
not-
banks are empty? So you
The
can't-
pods are like amniotic pods. Like, there are them all shapes and sizes.
So we
Those-
can't make a new beetle to ride out.
You can, but in order to designate it as something for delivery, yeah. So you can just create a beetle and have a beetle, but for it to be
There's no...
part of the
There's no
system.
transport.
for you to log like I barcode ID it into the system, it would
Cool. Okay, so collecting as much loot as we possibly can. We want to take a collection of the general printer fluid, all the solar panels.
Yep.
So obviously go bags for we'll call them civilians,
Everyone.
but
Everyone,
and,
yeah, 'cause
and
we
then,
could probably
and
do
then
this as well.
Yeah. You can by all means print anything bar like healing potions or alchemist fire, that kind of thing. Any mundane stuff in the PHP you can print in excess.
Am I correct that the general printer won't print weapons, though, if I recall correctly?
Yeah, it will. It won't print magic weapons. Like you started like you've got like that half a dagger kind of half a short sword
I
dagger.
Finish the
go
dagger.
back first, and then we started printing a dagger, and then ran out.
Yeah, you can finish that dagger by all means. Yeah, and I know that's not how 3D printers work.
Actually,
Yes,
right?
you could, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Also, I could as well. Just do
Yeah, well, but yeah, you can absolutely print. Yeah, it's like a molecular printer, but you can print weapons out there. Yes, anything that is like any kind of weapon, it will just be a regular mundane version of its kind, just with a fancy precursor style to it.
Right. Let's print what we need. Go bags of food.
And then
Yeah.
are we heading north?
Can't print dynamite, can we?
No.
If we go back to the internal map, does it get printed in that room with the server room with that little?
Yeah, like the offices, kind of like labs area. Not the one with the big computer and the window out to the drone. It's the one above that was like the.
It's all the same material, isn't it?
No,
You
it
can make any
it prints on a molecular level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it uses different elements to do so.
Sorry, the animal printer.
No, I was talking about the regular print.
No. My question was, where is that? Where they?
Let me activate the scene for you. If you zoom out quite a way so you can see the whole thing.
I assume this.
That's where you would get the beetle from. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Ooh, what about what armor does Lily have?
If Lily takes a hit, she dies. So that's the thing.
Okay. What I would say is here, if you wanted to print a suit of plate mail, you would have time to do that. It would be almost all of the time.
Lily can't.
The printer would, because
But if does
the
she
printer
wear
has
heavy armor, medium armor?
resource in excess. You do not have time in excess, which is
Or I
the.
can wear. No, I'm wearing medium because I have very low strength score.
Okay, in that case, what about doing a full breastplate if you've not already got one?
That'll work.
That's
That you can do. Yeah, you'd have time to do that and other stuff.
Cool.
And some other stuff.
just looking at the PHP in terms of
Yeah, for sure.
kit.
Could we set up a timer so that when we leave, it prints like a mountain lion or something?
I like that a lot. Yeah. If you want to get funky, if you want to rub some funk on it, you can make like a chimera or something, or like a manticore. To just leave in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, what I really wanted to
It
do
will give
was to
stealth
open the portal and just start.
The breastplate will.
The breastplate won't.
It won't be able to print it nearly fast enough to do
Yeah.
that. But if you want to make something like mundanely horrible,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this is not like a dragon. This is
No,
not
like a lion, effectively, if it was Earth.
yeah,
right?
but you could get
Something that's
anything up to
dangerous,
like
that will-
anything that is ultimately dangerous because it is made of meat and fangs. You
Yeah.
can make.
Yeah.
Could we
You can-
also?
you
could
can
we
leave some
also
horrible
slice in-
surprises.
Yeah.
Could we find anything that like breathes fire or something?
That's what I mean by it's made of meat and fangs. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
But we want it to live longer than 5 minutes. So
So also print a load of pedigree chum.
No, at the point it detects the intrusion.
Oh, okay.
It starts printing a
Starts
manticore. Sure,
Yeah.
why not?
Start
Yeah.
printing. Let's do purple worms if we're doing that. It's
Pebble worms do not exist. Yeah,
Oh.
you could do a sandworm, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wouldn't be able to move because they rely on burrowing through sand.
Right, just in that case,
It would be a sad floppy worm on a hard floor.
when it detects someone coming in,
Me too,
it will
Brad.
start printing manticores
Yeah.
and not stop until it runs out of either.
No.
People-
No.
That's how we end up with.
That's a Horizon Zero Dawn situation.
Yeah.
That's how we end up with a problem that we have to deal with later. Was
All right,
10
all
manticores.
The quarters are dealt with, but the army of
Manticores blot out the sun.
Can I get a silvered longsword?
No, that's as part of the that's more towards like alchemical treating and magical stuff. So
Okay,
it'd be like anything as is like straight out of PHP. So you get a long sword or
silvered is in the PHP. I'm pulling theirs.
10 manticores.
5.
I love that this is a bidding war that is happening. Yeah, that's very good.
I appreciate
But as one falls, print another one so that it can.
So there's a
Ooh.
constant supply of 5 manticores in
Yes.
this place to keep.
There should always set parameter equals manticore equals 5.
When intruder present.
That's a very simple and delightful bit of code that on a DC 15 technology check you can do.
I'll give you advantage.
20.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, go on then. I like it. It's a good plan. It's a neat plan.
Right, we need to leave
Yeah.
this place.
Ezekiel is readying the even the people who were the weakest after a good iron-rich meal and a day of not being fed on are looking substantially better. Like their hit points are back up to what they were. So
Yeah, I'm going to need a hearty meal and a long rest.
How's the shifty one feeling about the current plan?
to go up to Fort Morgan. it's away from Elysium, so he's fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah, he's made that choice that he's not going back to Elysium, and he's never going to be a soldier. That's not his training. It's not his bent. But like, Fort Morgan has a reliable source of employment for many people, which is the military.
Yeah.
And Will knows this perfectly well. The military doesn't just require soldiers; it requires administrators and smiths and all, the myriad of positions that allow an army to march without being one of the footmen. So yeah, that's his plan. He's probably going to go and join up because stable employment.
I think when eventually when the adrenaline of everything runs down, he's like, right, I know where I need to go. Just need to get there. 2 months, a month.
We can get you fast transport in Fort Morgan.
That'll do.
Are we heading north along the mountains?
Should be heading north through the mountains. You'll hit Logrilla from above. As you come down the mountain, you'll find the vaults, which you've been to Logrilla once with your parents. You remember it is this underground vault city, a bit like Paris Catacombs style, where it is this endless network of old precursor tunnels in which the entire city has been built. Yes.
Okay, the last, just using up the printer ink,
Yeah.
not the bio printer, just
Yeah,
the
just the
regular
regular.
printer ink that we can't take with us.
Mm-hmm.
How much platinum can I print? Just platinum discs.
He's trying to print money. He's trying. Very
It's a
hard.
license to print money!
So now, platinum is not an element that gets used a lot.
Okay, like it's gold.
Neither is gold, because gold is not biologically active. I mean, the human body does need a tiny amount of gold, but
Silver.
not. Again, so you're naming metals that are pricey because they're not used for anything biologically, which is why they accrue. There is some, and you absolutely can instruct it to print out in a big block that is heavy as fucking shit. I will, between the gold, silver.
I mean, it's just like using it up while I have the time.
Yeah.
As much as I can get in the time and
I'm going to roll
value.
this d20 and multiply it by a number.
Okay.
That is very average.
I'm going to say you get 220 gold's worth of precious metals in big bricks.
So 220, 110. So 55
55 each, yeah. If you want to have it print those in 4 equal blocks, you absolutely can. Yeah, you've got this weird alloyed bar where it goes sort of platinum and then it's sort of weirdly fused like an alloy into each of them as platinum, gold,
We are
silver.
going to get some odd fucking questions.
Yeah.
We've got someone who can melt it all down.
Well, quite. Cool. So your plan is to collapse the...
Collapse the tunnel.
You collapse it. Misty, could I get just a... You're going to need to use... how many sticks of dynamite do you have?
4.
You're going to need to use definitely 2 of those to do the job.
Yeah.
A minimum of 2 of them to do the job.
I'm sorry, I'll buy you some more.
So,
I take it there wasn't enough iridium to also do medium armour.
so when you say at least, so is there a way that I can assess it to work out the best places to place the dynamite to cause the maximum level of cave-in?
Yeah, exactly that. So I would say that's going to be like a... This is where that will be a dungeoneering check. You know, you were asking me the other week. That's what a dungeoneering check. Work out how much dynamite it takes to collapse a dungeon. That's dungeoneering, baby. I'm going to say it's going to be an unproficient int check. What I say is, before you tell me the result, on a 15 or less, you need to use 3 sticks of dynamite. You need to get 15 to get it down to 2. If you get 15 to 20, you can do it with 2. If you get above 20 on this int check, you can use 1 stick of dynamite. What was the result?
Do you have any destiny points to use?
I do. So the roll currently stands at 2.
Plus your int mod
Yeah, so that
of
brings it
7.
up to 7.
Yeah, so it's up to 7, yeah.
Do I want to use a destiny
Go
point
on.
to
You
obtain
want
more
dynamite.
Yeah, I do.
You love dynamite. It's your favourite thing.
Yeah.
It's your favourite thing.
Second
Along
favourite
with,
thing.
it's your second favourite thing.
I
about-
see
other
Misty
than
with
the-
these 4 sticks of dynamite and looking at the hole and just like a tear.
That is an 18.
To be fair, she probably
18,
want to
cool.
use
So
it
you
all
can,
anyway,
yeah,
because she
if you
knows
use
how to
2
do it
sticks of
best.
dynamite, you can collapse this. You work out where the joints are and work out where you can make metal buckle and that kind of thing. And yeah, just collapse this in.
Cool. Then we'll do that.
And you can make a terrible mess for whoever is going to come after.
And we've also set it up so that it will automatically print
Chimeras.
chimeras, manticores, whatever, when people come in here.
Yep.
Have we got ants or?
And we've removed the power from the teleporter, and we're taking that with us as well.
No.
No.
Taking the power sources.
So what you have done is taken like the fuel rods essentially out, and they're out of the transporter, and then plugged them into like a wall port here effectively.
Oh, okay. So we can't take them with us.
Way too volatile to transport long term. This
I
is
suppose if we fall over, it'll.
yeah.
Yeah.
I won't make you roll to move them within the facility. You will be making rolls every fucking day if you want to do it in cross country.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Can we split the rods up so that they're not all in one place?
You're just creating a dungeon for someone else.
That's how dungeons are created.
This is how the magic happens, baby.
Yeah.
I was like, why the hell are they in 4 different places? And it's like,
That's
doesn't make
ridiculous. Yeah.
No one ever do
You need to find the 4 parts of the amulet to be gained at entrance.
And we'll make
Through the magical gateway. What's on the other side of the magical gateway? Vampires. Lots of vampires. Angry vampires.
yeah, there was a reason we split them up.
Yeah.
Why is there a room of chimeras?
Who would do this? What kind of person? Sorry, right, carry on. Yeah.
We'll make
kinda
sure
wanna
that the torches
turn
are
on
all
the,
fully fueled
turn on
up
the
and
gate,
lit
throw through
for the next set of
remains
adventures.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
with a note. Not the ring, but the other remains of jewellery that she had on her.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see the.
Oh. Secret messages. Oh, more secret messages.
It's also coming up to 10.
I'm aware of that, and that's a sentence. You could, and it would immediately fail to stand up to scrutiny.
Okay.
Like, those rings are, I think, either legendary or artifact. There's history to those rings that you guys do not know, and they feel powerfully, innately magical in the hand.
There's a thought.
Sure. DC 11 tech check.
What, me?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
I could give.
Mechanically, there's nothing.
Attune to that. And give, what's his face?
So that's 10 on the
amulet,
dice plus.
Yeah,
So
fine.
That way the ring stays in
It's
the
not
grid.
good.
It's
So we
just
can
bizarre.
use it to go,
Like,
hey, who did this
I
belong
think that's
to?
why I like.
Your desire to mock people is going to get us killed. I want you to know that.
It's Ryan's desire.
Laugh it up, chucklefuck. Now, right, do it now, while you got the chance.
I just want to keep my options open for mocking later.
Ezekiel has bundled up he is physically carrying one of the sickest people, and it doesn't appear to be slowing him down that much. Well within his physical carrying capacity. The cleric, I can't think that's Phoebe or something her name was, is shepherding most of the others. They are ready. They're sort of bundled up in very precursor-looking clothing at this point, because that's what was in the banks. It's the easiest thing to print. With their go bags slung over, they've got weapons. They've got like spears and stuff. Spears the easiest thing for someone completely untrained to use, because it's every witcher who's got stabbed with a pitchfork knows. Yeah, it's how it goes. One forgot trident. Why not? Yeah, I killed a guy with a trident.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
You're ready, Misty. You'll go to blow this popsicle stand. You set a long fuse on the dynamite. Teleport down. You guys are waiting down at the bottom tunnel.
I would ask if there was anything Leviathan wanted to do here before we left.
I'm sure I'll be back.
She's crossed.
Doesn't need to physically be here, I'm guessing.
No, but I'm immortal. Time is a very relative concept.
Speaking of which, Will, how are all your motor functions?
Cool. Seems fine. Yeah.
We're good to continue.
That was a very odd question. I'm
Yeah.
going to choose not to think about it too hard right now because we need to go.
Set the fuse going. You will not be there to hear it go off, which is a little
shame,
pain in
but-
your heart. But you teleport back down to the bottom level. You start shepherding people out of the tunnel entrance. You guys they will have been assisting you. In fact, Ezekiel, that's exactly his job, is clearing rubble. His whole job in the Fort Morgan Irregulars is to use wall of stone stone sculpt, that kind of thing, to create defences on the fly. And clearing a tunnel, that's his day job.
Yeah.
That's what he's for.
It's basically
He can do
unversed.
that with little effort. Yeah. Move earth, I think, that kind of thing. Mold earth, sorry. Yeah, and you leave the hissing dynamite and head out into... you're probably leaving in, like, the... This would be the... You guys haven't long rested yet since the...
Not since the fight.
Not so, yeah, so you'll be heading out into, like, the evening. Up here in the mountains, it is actually cold, which is something you're so not used to. Especially having spent time in Harlan, where the heat innately of the city keeps things warm. This is the cold that you felt like out in the desert in the middle of the night, and it's only maybe sort of 6 p.m. But up here at the altitude, it's hitting you more.
Is there anything odd about... Because this is what the vampires used either to get in or to get back out. Is there anything on the outside waiting for us? Is there like a...
Can I get a survival check?
10.
Anyone can make that if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just check.
19. Coming in or going out?
Out.
15.
Like about a day and a half old.
Yeah.
You lose them after where it comes out of this little rocky canyon and it gets into the wind. Once you get more than sort of 50 feet, they're gone in the wind. But you can see that someone came out of here.
But it's not like there's any like stuff here. It's like they didn't.
No, in fact, this entrance looks to have been more normally covered over, not with a pataxia or anything, just physical disguise. And you would have to know where it was to find it.
Yeah.
Think like old Wild West mine with like boards across the yeah.
Question.
I know what I'm about aesthetically. Yeah,
Do we come out anywhere different, or is it still this general region?
you're in that hex, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're gonna have.
Is it the same side of the mountain as where the coyote ran off to?
No, you're quite a way away actually. You can sort of locate like you remember seeing that peak, but it was from the different angle. You like saw that like formation on the side. You're sort of round into the. So, if north is towards you, and that was where you were in the bowl, you're probably over there.
Okay.
Sort of round the side of the mountain and off a ways. And you're in this sort of like rocky maze of spires, like Aeolian pillars, like wind-formed pillars of rock. So, and I fear I have asked you this a lot over last week, but I promise it will be one of the last times for a while. Just to clarify, you're heading northwards. Where are you heading specifically?
I think we're heading there.
Logorilla
Yeah, can we stop off there?
for a quick investigation of.
I have a follow-up question.
It is on the way.
If it's quick, yes. That's fine, dearie.
I have no interest in staying.
Then,
there
if you're
long.
if you're getting mounts in Logorilla, you will be basically going on that vector. If you're going straight, that takes you fully through friendly territory. It will take you through Fort Morgan as well, and that will get you to Ragbend in. Let me. I don't know if I can do it. So that's Logorilla is. Are you guys going to stay with the refugees until you get to Logorilla?
I look at them and I go, yeah, we kind of have to.
But they're on the same mountains as we are, right? So in theory, they're not going to be too...
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
They're not going to slow us down, like,
They're not going to show you.
considerably.
No, it's not going to be you're going 2 miles a day. You're probably going to be getting 15, 20 miles a day, that kind of thing. So you're probably looking at 4 days to Logorilla. Like on the 4th morning, if on the 4th dawn, you look on the dawn of the 4th day, and yeah, that'll be when you'll get to Logorilla. And then you can probably speed up relatively amount. That'll be maybe another 3 days to Fort Morgan, another 3 days to Ragbend. So you're looking at
9 days.
10 days probably to be in Ragbend, where Lily hopes
So
to
that's
find
probably
you.
a step of a detour.
And whatever vampires were there on the way.
Yeah. In that case, with you guys heading off into the dusky, with just a few gentle flakes of snow this high up in the mountains, settling on each of your shoulders, I'm going to call session a little bit early.
Nice.
Oh.
That's fine.
Another immortal sight.
I was really fucking scared that that vampire's gonna get away.